Keep tapping.
Don't send it.
Then it changes.
Yeah, just keep tapping. Just see what sentence it comes up.
To go out with my family and friends of a good idea for me is the most recent version, and now it's a little too hard, and it
Wait for full
will
stop.
take the bus driver in my room for...
Welcome to the Trusty Crowbar podcast. We are your hosts.
We are.
That's what you guys would say.
We are.
Anyway, we talk about video games. I'm Lucas Whittingslow.
I'm Reese Whittingslow.
And I'm Douglas Bright.
And I'm Lucas Whittingslow.
And I'm Douglas Bright.
And I'm still Reese Whittingslow. Hasn't changed. Still
Not
the
for
same.
a while. Not for a while, no.
Not for a while.
No, not since episode 6.
One?
Not since episode 1.
Well, originally I was probably known as the man in the purple shirt.
You were the man in the purple shirt from episode 1.
There's
and you
an
were.
old
I
reference.
remember the very first episode, I was like, introducing, here's Ray with the Ray Bands.
Did you
also
really
known
say
as,
that?
Also known as Dougie Dig Dug, or the Dougster, I think I said. And then
wow.
Doug just goes, and then he's like,
Automatic regret of even wanting to
Why
say
was-
yes to be on this podcast.
What have I been talked into?
and now we're all the way
And
up
I
to-
had this conception that he was a douche lord.
No, you didn't.
I
you
did,
cock.
because you got called all these names. I thought that was your cool names.
Ah,
No, I'm joking. I just knew you were a douche
I
lord
was about to
because
get
of the
up
way
and
you
move.
act and talk to people.
fuck you.
Well, 111 episodes later,
I'd
and
like
here
to
we
say
are.
that it's all been roses. What hasn't?
It's been violence.
We've had some roses turn up in the period of the podcast.
It's like chocolates.
No, like Luke's daughter. Yeah. Her name.
No, like chocolate. When did a single episode contain
When did
rose
we get
chocolate?
rose chocolate? We never did.
I'm sure we've eaten rose
No,
chocolate.
No.
I don't think we've ever eaten rose chocolates.
We've eaten other chocolates.
No, whoa, you can't extrapolate rose chocolates from just chocolate.
They are not
Well,
the
I know,
same.
Maybe we have.
What? You don't
Why?
know then. I'm about 99.8% sure. A condom's worth.
I'm predicting.
Sure that we have not eaten roses.
A condom full.
Yeah, a condom
I'm
full.
predicting that by episode 112, at least one episode will contain rose
Yeah.
chocolates.
No, look, we have eaten rose chocolates.
I'm going to roll it back. Roll back the footage.
No, you're going to buy chocolates for next
Yeah,
week.
for next week, though.
No, next fortnight. Because we are doing fortnightly podcasts.
that's
We
right.
told people this at the end of the last other a fortnight ago podcast.
Bi-monthly.
And in the other off weeks we were doing videos of games. So
Yeah.
there's one that's got to be put up soon of Doug playing Bloodborne.
Riveting.
It was.
He's pretty good at it, weren't you, Doug?
Well, pardon me. It's
Yeah.
a cough.
With all the help that me and Luke had to give him,
That did help.
Yeah.
which was good. Nice, helpful times.
So, Doug, what have you played, Reese?
Recently, is that what you're trying to say?
Recently?
What have you played, Doug?
iOS titles.
iOS titles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
Have you been hooked on any particular one?
Hold on. Give me one moment.
He's going to pull out the
He's
phone.
that hooked that he didn't even bother
No, I
learning the name
forget-
of it. He
I
skipped
forget-
past
yeah.
the title screen.
I forget
No,
the
he's
game
going to be
titles.
like, now I'm just going to load it up onto the wall here with my HoloLens and...
Yeah, that'd be good. Did I ever talk about playing Alto? I think it's called Alto. ALTO.
Alto. Alto. It's like
Alto?
same. That's the same. No, it's alt. Alto.
Yeah,
That's how you say
Alto?
like alto saxophone.
Alta.
Alto.
Which is
Which is?
which is an endless downhill
Running
running
game.
game, but not running. Like you're just a little snowboard guy, and it's really cool art style. Like just one of those.
Do you
pointless,
get chased
endless
by an
runs.
abominable snowman at any point of it?
No, it's not that.
I was gonna say
it's
that
not
really old school, yeah.
I used
Yeah,
to
what was
love
that? A Flash game?
Yeah.
It was on Windows 3.1 first, Ski Frenzy or Ski Free.
Oh,
And
okay.
then is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about? Yep. And the little guy ran off from the side
Yeah.
of the screen. killed you.
It comes and gets you.
And because it was before the day of the internet, you couldn't just like Google, "Can you beat this?" Like,
You had to
so
ask
just-
someone, can you beat this? No.
So I've been playing that, and it's got super, just I don't know, I just found it on the App Store. Been enjoying that. Just like little pointless. You can play 5 minutes at a time. Other one I played.
That's basically what iPhone games are. Is like playing for a
Sometimes
few
I
minutes.
enjoy ones that are a bit more like in depth than that, or you actually progress. Like some iPhone games are level by level, which that seems pretty popular.
Do you keep your iPhone games on there?
Yeah, there's like a bazillion and one games.
See,
on
I'm the kind of person when I play not iPhone games, but I play games on the phone. That
but I buy a lot of titles.
Alto's
true, so I
Adventure.
wouldn't delete them. But any game that I play on the phone, even as it might be a bit addictive, I will still probably have it on my phone for maybe a max of 5 minutes. I will play it and I'll go, that was cool, and then I'll get rid of it.
I've still got games that I'm trying to get through.
Yeah.
I figure if you get stuck somewhere, that's fun. I've been playing
If
some...
you get stuck somewhere, it's fun.
Like as in, you're sitting on a bus or you're waiting for
I thought you meant in the game
stuck
itself.
in your
That's what I thought.
Yeah, sorry.
Like
It's
stuck
highly
somewhere.
frustrating.
Yeah, but then some games I stop playing because I do get stuck at a level. I've been playing Impossible Road. Now, this is the reason I don't always know what games they're called. Because they all have the previous state, it always takes you back to where you were up to. And with iPhone, you only get one word in the title. So sometimes the game title is longer than what the icon is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just called Impossible.
Like you just said, the Alto's Adventure or Alto's Adventure.
Just pops up as Alto.
It just says Alto. And then I've been playing... so that one is another endless
Oh, really? Yeah.
game where you just like a downward... Like all it is, like it's
How often do you get stuck?
somewhere.
Yeah.
I will just play it at lunch for 5 minutes. Sometimes I like just being able to book out and do a really mindless thing. Yeah, so that's why I enjoy that sort of stuff. So all it is, totally white background and a bluey style road. And the road, all it is, well, you can have a look on the little screen there, guys, the Impossible one. It's just like, here's the outside edge, and then a middle line that shows you where it is. It's a downward spiral. You're a little ball, and you can bounce off the track. And there's little, you go through checkpoints, and you see how many checkpoints you can get through.
So it's kind of like
But it
the
bounces off
Mario 64 race that you have with the penguin.
Don't know.
Yes, it does look like that, and also looks like a marble adventure game. Like you don't remember those games on
Yeah.
PlayStation 1 where you were an actual...
I would have deleted it by then.
You were an actual marble, and you had to get through. Did you ever play that? I used to love that game. You were an actual marble, like a metal marble, and have to get through a puzzle world.
Yeah.
And then the last one I've been
And
playing...
then they
which-
changed the monkey ball and all that got made.
Yeah.
didn't play those, but yeah, I get...
You are now.
Yep. And this one I actually downloaded because of another podcast. Was it on... can't remember. What
Publicity.
podcast. Yeah.
Publicity.
I'd say what podcast. But the guy was laughing about it. He's like, it's super hard to find. It's just called Escape. And type that in on the App Store.
And there's heaps.
It was about I reckon, 200 apps in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because...
Stupid name.
Yeah, and the developer name is really odd as well, so it was hard to search for that. And it's funny because as I was listening to it, I was like, well, that game sounds like the exact style game that I'd like. So it's also essentially an endless runner game, except this is you're escaping up an elevator shaft, and all you do, it's one... you just tap the screen and you jump from opposite wall to wall and go up. And then there's a laser that follows you so that you can never slow down too much. And there's just spikes on each wall. And then the distances between those spikes change. So you jump, and depending on how long you hold the button, once you hit a wall, you sort of stick there for a few milliseconds and then start to slide down a little bit as well. So that can then adjust where you jump next, and then depending on how long you hold jump to how far you jump. There's lots of little variables, even though it's just tap, tap, tap. And he was described it, I'm like, that does sound good. He's like, except to find the game on the App Store, I think he
struggled.
Specifically, it said one of the games I come across which made me know I was on the right track was like all these murder mystery games and the escape from a room style games and crap like that. But also, I think to find it in the end, and this is where it was further stupid, I think there was a space or a special character in the name, which is definitely why you can't find it.
It was a 3 escape.
So, yeah, something really silly. Or it was at the end, but whatever they have done, they have ruined it for themselves. And it's just one of those perfect $1.29 games that all games in Australia are back to $1.29 instead of 99
when that just
cents.
happened all of a sudden.
Yeah. And I'm a sucker for those and no in-app purchases. You just buy the game, and it's just as much or as little enjoyment, and you can just get better at the game. I enjoyed that style game for iPhone. So that's like the 3 style games I've been playing, and then a couple I downloaded this morning that you just jumped on before was Shadow Matic, where it's like Luke
you had to rotate a 3D object, which is all like out of place to cast the shadow of an object.
Right.
So you just had to rotate it to make it look good. I found it pretty simple.
Other thing that I enjoy about all these style games, and there was another one I got, but I've only what's that called?
It's Photonica.
Like all have crazy soundtracks generally. Yeah, same like there was another Impossible game I'd play where like it was just like real intense, and I think that's the point of it. Like they're just reaction based games. I think I would have amassed and spent a lot of money on iPhone.
You just get like pumped up by the music. You're just like, yeah, I just got to keep going.
Well, the problem is though, some of those games in terms of experience, and Duet, remember the game with the 2 colours, where you turn the little ball. It was another one although that was level based, that game, but in that similar sort of vein, reaction time. But it had a crazy soundtrack as well. But then most of the time you don't end up playing stuff with headphones.
No.
Or I listen to my own music. But anyway.
I see, still, these games still just bore me to tears.
But I just love
They're a little
5 minutes.
short game. But there's so many different varieties of games. Like, you've been playing them. I'm absolutely hooked on a game at the minute, and I have not... I've put quite a lot of hours and stuff playing this game. And I don't know if you've played it yet, Race, but it's called Race the Sun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't put hours into it. That, honestly, to me, I saw that as a iOS, Android game. I played it with 2 other people for probably a period of interns, 10 minutes, and then deleted it.
No, I played this for...
What is it?
Yeah, it's called Race... It's basically an endless runner of what you're talking about.
It's free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. But
I need to download
you need
that.
to get it, because it's really awesome, because every single day... the world ranking, every physical day, the world ranking resets, and the whole game world completely changes. So it's procedurally generated, I'm guessing, because there's so much of the game that I don't see them being able to physically make a level every day. So I'm guessing it's procedurally generated every day. It just resets, and you go into it, and it starts off where you're in a solar racer, all right? And if the sun is looking at you, then you get power and you can continue racing along.
I've just quickly Googled that.
Yeah.
And there is a movie from 2002 with Casey Affleck, Jim Belushi, and Halle Berry.
Well,
and
that's not what we're talking about.
Close to what...
And Steve Zahn.
No.
So not that.
Not that, no. You don't get to play as
Also,
Casey Affleck.
You actually probably do.
On the iTunes store,
DLC.
you can rent that for $4.99. Seems expensive. To be
Doug, we don't care about
Shut
this
up.
movie.
14.
No one cares about this Race the Sun film. They want to hear about the video game.
No, that's what I was like, from 2002, $14.99. Would you want to own that in HD?
No.
It's probably SD.
No, HD.
Oh, okay. Oh. Well,
You've
this
got the
game is in
You
HD.
heard it here first, folks.
So anyway, all right, you're in a solar car, and the sun is off in the distance but up high, and as you continue playing, the sun actually lowers down, so the shadows start getting...
you're racing the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the shadows... Shut up. The shadows start getting really wider, but there's a few different power-ups that you got to get. There's power-ups. There's blue pyramids, which you collect, and that's just to collect points. There's yellow prisms, I think they are, and that is what the sun goes back up a little bit, and you speed up a little bit for like a short period of time. And then there's...
Have you been number one in the world yet?
Close. Very close.
Oh, bullshit.
I'm at least 16,000. Then there's like green little spike things, which are jumps that you can get, and this is what you build up over playing the game several times and doing there's 3 little quest things basically that you got to do, like little things that you got to solve, or not solve, but basically just go through a warp 3 times, and then you get a little point, and the more points the more you level up and stuff. So I've leveled up where I've got a magnet which actually sucks in things if you get close to them, so I don't have to actually hit them. You can get double jumps, so you can collect 2 jumps. You get one which, if you hit a wall, it will zap you up into the sky, and then you can continue flying on.
It's really simple geometry graphics.
Super simple geometry graphics. If you can bump it off the side of walls and you lose your multiplier, but if you hit a wall dead on, you completely go on and you got to restart the whole
this
thing
was initially released 2013.
Yeah, it was a little while back. But I didn't think I would enjoy this game much at all, but I've just been... Like, it's a game where, just like what you're doing, like mindless, you don't really need to think about too much. I'm just there sitting there and I can just mindlessly try and get through the level and get as many points as I want. And
then when you crash, you just start swearing.
And the music's cool too. So that was what reminded me of that. I wasn't going to talk about that because I was just like, it's just a game. I've just been chucking it. But I realised I've put a few hours and stuff
Doug's very interested in this mindless game.
Yeah.
Except he can't carry it with him.
You've sold me.
Yeah. So it's actually really cool. And like it's free on PlayStation Plus at the minute, which is excellent.
I'll have to jump on and download it.
Race the sun.
The other thing, which I haven't played, so I can't talk about it, but I'm excited to play, is Life is Strange, the new episode.
3rd episode?
Yep.
Have you played that?
I started to play the 2nd episode.
Oh, you haven't? Oh.
No, so
but it's like, I kind of had a little bit of time at the end of last week to play, but I was away this weekend, I was away last weekend, and it's like generally my Saturday is the day I have to...
I feel like you enjoy being a teenage girl more than me.
No,
I've still got to play.
That being said, I do play The Walking Dead a lot, so I'm more being a child girl than a teenage girl.
I'm
surrounded by zombies.
I'm caring about these...
Ashton Kutcher's life of time travel.
Yeah, some of the characters, I like it. Like, I'm interested to see where it goes, and I really like the little... At the end of episode 2, they did a really good, like, sort of darted around all the different characters, and you're like, ooh, what's now going to happen with this?
Dun, dun, dun.
They actually, like, it's a game that's very smart in the way that it's written, because they go to a point to show you kids' lives these days and what could be involved in it. And, like, they did, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm just reading lies, but I'm pretty sure they did when people bought the game, they actually... what's it called when you give money to
pay?
charity?
Donate.
That's it. They donated some of the funds to, I think it's like
Beyond Blue.
Yeah, sort of like, I don't know exactly what charity it was, but it was all for depression and children and whatnot as well, which is pretty cool. Like, they're hitting those issues.
The Humble store has donated like $3 million or something now to charity.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. That's just the shop front. And it started off as just like an indie game bundle, and now it's like its own storefront with video games and tons of bundles every week and everything. Yeah, that's just another charity.
They're doing a good thing. They're being very humble about it.
Oh.
Good joke. Good joke.
Yeah, I purposely didn't start playing it at the end of last week.
Why?
Because I knew I wasn't going to have enough time to finish it, and I'll just want to sort of go bing bang bang.
Yeah, that's why I purposely haven't started The Walking Dead and finished that yet.
Well,
because I just haven't had a chance to get through much.
Well, I'm very shocked that you haven't just started raving your tits off, Lucas. For Broken Age.
The game?
Broken Age. Like, the full game of Broken Age is now out.
Okay. And I got it, and I've downloaded it.
Have you played it?
No, I have. I've played 4 more hours of it.
Yeah.
Did you really play the first one?
No. So continue, because the first one's quite short and like you can
remember.
Did you
only ever play that once?
Yeah. But I played it with my wife and stuff so that we could talk and discuss what was going on and stuff. But what I found is like, this is the reason why I've been playing Race the Sun so much until The Witcher has come out, right? So The Witcher's taken up my time in the past week, all right? This is for the past like 3 weeks, all right? So Broken Age came out a couple of weeks back. All right. So I got
All right.
All right. So I got Broken Age, and I started playing it, and we got a fair way through. But then, like at the minute, I've been getting home and been very tired, and just been like, I don't really want to play a game. We have to think so much, and because the puzzles were getting quite difficult. And, it's complicated, and you had to solve this and that. And
are the puzzles good in a way in Broken Age where you don't just end up clicking something on everything like Alden?
Yeah. No, not at all. They're mainly dialogue tree puzzles. So you'll get an item, but you got to talk to a certain person about this, and that they'll give you something else, and then you got to go back and say the right thing, and this here and that there, and then put it down somewhere. So
is the story getting a bit more involved?
I still haven't left the area which I ended in at the end of Act 1.
Yep.
So
did they have a little recap at the start of
previously on Broken Age?
No, they should have. That would have been cool.
Previously
Lost. So I've done Vella's story up to the point of she's figured out where people are on the ship.
Did you get the pick?
I don't really want to roll too much. Yeah, you can flip back and forth between whoever you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All throughout the entire game, you can just go back and forth. If you get stuck on a puzzle, you can be like, no, I'm going to the other person's story.
I didn't know you could do that.
We didn't. We chose not to do that. We chose to finish off one person's, then move to another and finish that off. But they allowed you to flick back and forth if you get stuck. So, but we finished Vella's, and we're like partway through Shay's. We're nearly finished Shay's before he repairs the ship and gets the fly off. I don't really want to spoil too much. But I've been getting home and like just sitting there going, and my wife has been going like, oh, hey, let's play Broken Age. I'm like, I'm really tired and my mind's not really here, and it's too much to think about and all this stuff. So then I end up just playing Race the Sun because it's just left and right and X, and that's it.
Why I've been playing so many endless runners, because I haven't been having
That's just too
capacity.
tired, busy days.
Just get
chill out at work, guys. Sales will come to you.
You reckon? Yeah.
I've just realised I'm going to go on the PlayStation store and hit buy. So
do you leave your PlayStation in rest mode?
I leave mine in rest mode.
You do?
Yeah.
I do as well.
Yeah.
I now leave my PlayStation rest mode all the time because it doesn't really consume much power at all.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, it's pretty low power consumption.
That's good.
The way that they designed it apparently is
awesome.
Down pretty low. But the fact is, when you buy something, it'll start downloading straight away.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So anytime.
And updates as well. Updates should happen.
Everything gets updated, everything gets downloaded.
Yeah. Because the other day, it was like, Grand Theft Auto 5 is updated. I'm like, I didn't say to do that, but thanks.
Yeah. And the thing is, now that I've been playing Witcher 3, Wild Hunt.
Yeah, so anyway, Broken Age got to the point where...
What's your language?
I was like, cool, and just been playing Race the Sun. So yeah, and then The Witcher came out, and haven't touched Broken Age since The Witcher came out, because that just consumes the television.
See, with the rest mode, like you go, turn on rest mode, when you come back on, boom, you're back to where you started. Like where you were. It just opens up, resubmitting says, send in, blah, 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 and then you can go out of the pause menu that paused on and go back into the game.
Yeah.
Which is freaking awesome. I love that. But let's talk about... Doug, are you going to be on your phone the whole podcast?
I'm listening. I want to know what Ether 1 is. Either one?
Yeah, you'd like that. I think Gone Home, but in quite a supernatural science fiction setting.
Oh, I haven't played it yet. Oh, hang on. Is that the one that you're on a beach and stuff?
No. Oh, yes. Yeah, you sort of... partway through, you get to a beach sort of
I think
area.
I've played that. Did I play that ages ago?
No, this only just came out. Like, literally this month it came. It's a brand new game.
And it's free.
So you better get them.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We watched the trailer for it, and it was like, welcome to blah, blah, blah. And there's like this big blue crystal thing, and I remember we were all like, it looks really cool. I want to play this game.
Like there's a lot of things free this month.
Yeah, there's 6 games. There's always meant to be 6 games, 2 for PS4, 2 for PS3, and 2 for Vita. But this month, I think 5 of them are on every platform.
Right,
so that's awesome. The other game, actually, you know what? No, I'm going back to another game.
I thought that was going to be another platform.
Race the Sun
I haven't played it yet.
Is only 132 meg.
I finished the unfinished Swan as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, completely finished. And
didn't you have that game ages ago, bud?
I had the demo ages ago, and I got up to the point where it's like, do you want to buy this game? I'm like, I do, but how much is it? $20. I might wait until it's on sale. And then it came out free with PlayStation Plus. I'm like, woo!
Nice and free. Nice and cheap.
Yeah. All right, let's talk The Witcher 3.
The Witcher 3. Doug, do you have it?
Nope.
No.
Do you want it?
Yeah, we'll probably buy it. But,
Much excitement.
it's another damn one that I feel I should be getting PS Vita games too. So if I eventually get a PlayStation TV, I can play them. Unrelated, I'm doing something on my phone at the same time. Yep, but I know it's going to be a time whore. Legs open, just
Raping time.
yeah,
Yep.
sucking in time. Like,
Sucking time.
yeah, dirty time.
Like
whore.
slurping time. Like it's... You get a
Should
lot.
we?
It's
like,
a time guzzler.
Yeah.
Like it's like
She-
it's like. Do you remember Monty Python
Like
and the
time-
Meaning of Life? The fat man at the restaurant. How he just keeps he's just consuming time.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What's the
and
main
then he'll
guy's
explode.
name? Gareth or something? What's-
Geralt.
Geralt.
Geralt. It's
Yeah.
Geralt. No, I call him Geralt.
Riviere.
That
Riviere?
time whore,
Yeah.
she will be blowing him. Like, that's like going to town.
Yeah.
There is a lot of wind in this game. Have you noticed?
Wind.
Like
That's a weird,
no, like,
weird
like
reference.
I've heard a lot of people farting in
have you?
yeah, as well.
Really? I haven't seen anyone. But like when you're outside, like the trees are always blowing.
The one thing that... Yes, Doug.
Ho ho come.
Hokum. I think it's meant to be said.
Oh.
Not ho come.
Oh, come!
Doug's just purchased the game because it's got a funny
It's
name.
free. It's free.
All right, so
Santa porn.
the one thing that I will bring
Yeah.
up in this game is...
Just quickly though, sorry.
fucking
This
hell.
is related. This is related to The Witcher, and I already asked Luke. I was like, "What was day one download?"
500 meg.
That becomes like my going concern.
Except that, 500 meg. And there needs to be another update because the frame rate issue is frustrating as fuck.
They're fixing it.
Yeah, I know. But
I haven't found a problem with it.
just pan around your character. Just pan around and you'll be like, yeah, this is smooth.
I'm not doing a tech demo for fucking E3, so I don't need to pan around my character.
demos every town I go into. I'm like, what's this town like? Pan around. I'm like, oh!
How cool would this look? No, it doesn't. Bugger. But the world is full. The one
It
thing
feels-
about this game,
yeah.
the world is full. I go into a forest, I go, shit.
There's
This place
shit here.
is full of trees and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
there's grass, there's trees, there's bushes, there's shrub, there's lakes. When you go into a village, it looks like a living village.
Yeah.
Everything's like, it's not... It's not like empty.
No.
You don't feel like you're in a game. You feel like you're in a world.
Yeah, you feel like you are thrown into an alternate universe where you are like, hey, you're just this character and like go anywhere you sort of want to go. And it still doesn't allow you like a huge freedom of interactivity with any sort of thing or person. The only thing I found I can kill in a town is geese, which is frustrating.
I did that at night.
Did you-
I literally ran through, pulled out a sword by accident, and went, phew, and I killed no, it was actually chickens. Killed 2 chickens, and I just went, oh shit!
You're like, the town's gonna come after
yeah,
me.
that's what I thought. But everyone was in bed asleep, and I was like, oh, I'll take their meat. And then I ran away. I was like, oh my god, like I nearly got
I
it.
killed them in front of
The
me.
city after me.
All right. City, no one cared. All right.
they don't care.
And then I was like, I'm going to check my spells and just see if I can knock them over and watch them like flounder around and stuff. And you know when you stab them and like guts go everywhere?
Yeah.
Well, I did the push and they fell over, guts went everywhere.
Oh,
I'm
my-
like, Jesus, I didn't mean to push you that hard. I'm sorry.
They're only little. Think about
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Pretty vicious.
Little geese.
Pretty vicious.
But anyway, so The Witcher 3.
Yep.
Massive game, huge open world. The cutscenes are really interactive. Like, not interactive, but like a movie. You know how like you play a video game and the cutscenes that are pre-rendered are like, oh, these look really cool. These ones are rendered on the fly and they look amazing.
Yep.
Like from the get-go for wherever you are.
Like, this game, I'm a sucker for a game with stories. Now,
this game's got a lot of stories.
I love Skyrim,
Yeah.
but...
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Scrim. E-S. Scrim.
So, I like Skyrim, but I love the fact that Geralt
Geralt of
Gareth?
Rivendell.
oh gee man, that he is his own character. And I like the whole idea of why I play games is to play a visual book. And you get to be that visual book of him and his world, and I absolutely love it. I love it. You can still make your own character the way you wanted to make him, but it's still you're in the Witcher's world.
Yeah, I guess it cuts away from a fair bit of freedom that you do get in like an Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
And I found that you can do a lot more in an...
Well, you are the Witcher. So
yeah,
you're not just a character becoming a thief or a character becoming a mage. You're a Witcher. You're his story.
You're Geralt, and you have morals and ideas and idealisms and stuff for what you want to do, but you do get options of, do you want to sway a little bit bad or a little bit good in certain decisions you make, but still ultimately you're a Witcher and you can't just run around killing everyone, which I tried so many times. And have you tried to swing a sword at any just peasant in a town?
You just pick up your fists.
Yeah, you just go like...
Yeah. If you have a magic spell, you go... You do like a flaming hand or something or whatever.
Intimidate them.
Oh, do you?
But it doesn't really
It doesn't
intimidate
do anything.
them. They just go...
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah, so...
Oh, so it's not total free choice. They don't...
No.
You can't just kill people.
No.
You can kill
it's
anyone
not,
with weapons. You can with soldiers, you can go, do your fist 3 times, and they're like, come here, you bastard, you're pissing me off.
Yeah, and you can kill them. Like soldiers you can, but just peasants and stuff you can't, because it's not just like, hey, you are a made-up character that is you, just popped up in a world and go and interact with anything and play through the story. It's, you are this character and you are going to play this story with this expansive universe, but you're going to choose the moral decisions of what the character is going to make, but you're not going to be his entire life. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I'm getting what you're putting down.
So
you're when I talk to you
they're
about
giving you the illusion of, it's like an open world but a more closed story.
it is a more closed story,
Yeah.
but you get to make a lot of different decisions with what happens in the story.
And one of the things about The Witcher which separates it from a lot of just open world games that, you can go and do a lot of things, is the decisions that you actually make in this game have an adverse effect on a lot of things throughout it. As an example, like one of the stories which I was playing through is in an inn that I was in.
in an inn that I was in.
In an inn that I was in. Or I was chilling in an inn. Rapping.
Right, Eminem, calm down.
All right. The bartender was like, okay, there's some of the Baron's guys are going to come through the front door. You can go out the back and there'll be no issues. And then it comes with a dialogue choice. And I was like, nah, I might just finish my drink. So then the Baron's guys come in. Then there's a dialogue tree with the Baron's guys that are in the inn. And I decided, no, I'm just going to stand my ground because I'm the Witcher and you guys are idiots and stuff. And I got into a argument with them and then ended up having to kill them, chop their heads off, blood went everywhere and stuff. Okay, that was just a random decision that I made. Then he was like, look, there's more Baron's guys outside. How about you go out the back and there's no more harm done. I don't want any more issues. I'm like, nah, these guys are idiots. So I killed everyone out the front. Story a little bit later on.
Why did you fight them? Did they come
there
in
was
causing
something,
trouble? Or were they just being dicks?
They were being dicks because I was like, how about I buy you guys a round of drinks? And then they were like, we don't drink with strangers. I'm like, after a round of drinks, we won't be strangers. They're like, rah, rah. I'm like, well, fuck you. Let's fight.
You don't drink to me, I'll kill you. That seems logical, isn't it?
Yeah.
No wonder bloody humans hate witches.
Yeah. I know, right? So yeah, killed them all. Anyway, and as the story progressed later on, other stuff happened. But then I got all the way up to the Baron's city, all right? And I can see the choices what I made back then affect up ahead here, because I got up to the front gate and the dude behind the gate's like, I'm not letting you in to go see the Baron, even though you've got urgent news or whatever it is, because we heard what happened back at the inn and we know all about you, so you're not coming through this way. So then I had to do another side story, which felt like it was the main story. It doesn't feel like, oh, it's a side quest, you have to go do this now. It just feels like the story is flowing this way. So I had to go find a secret entrance into the Baron's keep in the city and then get up and talk to him there, as opposed to if I was just friends with those guys, we would have been all chummy, they would have let me in and I would have gone and seen the Baron and stuff. So that's just a little bit of
But the interesting
influence.
thing too, and this is just guessing, sometimes where they've done that right, but it could just be a dialogue difference. If you had got there and you hadn't have hurt the guards, it might have still not been able to get in. Like it might have just been a different...
I got in.
Oh, you could go straight in. Okay.
Yeah.
With things like this, it makes me think of how much dialogue was recorded for this game. Like, the fact that there's so many different things that can happen. There was one point where I had to try and find a ticket to get into castle in the second area, Velen, wherever we are. And I went to a guy that's like, hey, I'm selling tickets, yeah, you're priced. And I'm just like...
not seeing this ticket thing at all.
Yeah, so. And I'm just like, hey, yeah, I'll like, what are you doing? He's like, 100 coins. And you're like, nah. He's like, how about we strike a deal? My mate in the fighting, in the pits or whatever, because there was a big battle, whatever happened.
Is this a side quest story?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. If you want to protect him while they're all looting the bodies, go for it. And I went, yeah, sweet, cool, help him out. Protected him. First talked to the brother-in-law. So protected them, didn't protect the brother-in-law, he died, and I was like, oh, okay. But then, after I killed all the monsters, another guy was like, hey, here we go, here, keep some of this stuff, like, thanks for looking after us. And I was like, okay, so the brother-in-law didn't talk to me, and I thought, yeah, cool, I've done the mission, I'll go back, continue, get a cheap ticket, and I'm like, hey, I did it, but sorry, your brother-in-law passed away, and he's just like, what, are you serious, you're joking? And I'm like, nah, he's dead. He's just like, deal's off the table, see ya. And I was like, what? Are you serious? Like, what do I do now? So, like, I don't know how to get a ticket to get into this place.
So this is what I was talking to like, a few weeks ago with, like, big-ass RPGs and where I like playing it on PC. I'd have, like, quick saved before, or saved before a mission, and then if something like that went down...
This game doesn't feel like you should quick save and load a quick save. To me, like, I have not been as... drawn to a game in the past maybe 6 months or maybe longer as this game. Like, I'm like... most of my time is going towards this game now.
I feel like... But, like, I'm the same as you. Like, I'll do quick save. Okay.
Played,
This, like, and I'm with Reese here. This game feels like I've not made a bad decision at all. I've just made a decision. And it's like, there's things that happen, things that you do, there's consequences for whatever decision you make, but it's not like, here's a really good decision and here's a really, a good and an evil decision, like Paragon and
I feel like I'm playing an open world Uncharted game with magic and swords.
I have to point out one thing, which I only just found out. Did you know the sword fighting on the horseback?
Yeah.
If you hold down the button, it goes into slow motion and then you can time it and then you let go.
Really?
I didn't know that at all until like I watched a video of someone talking about it. I'm like, yeah.
See, I've got some tips, horseback riding.
Yeah.
So when I was riding the horse, I would always be holding up to move.
No, you hold X.
Yeah. So you hold X, but you don't have to hold up. You can just literally tap left and right.
Yeah.
You don't even have to tap anything. If you're on a path, Roach, the horse's name, will follow the path.
However, if you're on a dotted path, which is like ... and it's going off to left, but the path goes to right, sometimes Roach is like, hey, fuck you, I'm just going to go right. You're like, no, mate.
Not everyone's perfect, all right?
He's a
Roach
horse.
Can be he doesn't know what
sometimes.
the dotted line is, so like I fix him up sometimes. He's a bit...
You're like, nah, over this way, mate.
Yeah. He gets a bit
So he
silly.
does that. I found that a little bit frustrating. I'm like, just like, I'll look down at my phone and I'll look up. I'm like, fucking hell, Roach. Wrong way.
Another tip, when you're in battle, instead of going into the slow motion menu to change your magic power, you can actually tap left or right on the directional pad to change your magic abilities.
What? I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So this is some tips for you, Doug, when you actually play the game.
I still don't know if I'll play on PS4 or PC.
I think PC for you would be the best.
Well, his PS4's in front of his PC as well,
true.
so...
Yeah, true. It doesn't really matter.
It does look nicer on the PC, and it runs smoother. But it's still... Like, I had a mate come over, and I'm like, dude, how fucking sweet does this game look? It's beautiful. It is beautiful. I kept saying to Brie, my missus next to me, every time I played it, this game is so beautiful. It's so pretty. She's like, is it? Cool. I'm like,
she's going to come out dressed as the Witcher like tomorrow.
Look at my beard. It grows in real time.
I was still surprised.
It actually does grow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was wondering that.
Yeah. Sorry, hang on. But said to my mate, how good does this game look? And he's going, 360, Xbox 360 graphics. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot. No. You are an idiot, my friend. You're not my friend.
With this game, like I can say, it does look nice, but I wasn't like blown away as when you first play, like, when like Fallout first came out, or like Oblivion, when you played that and you were like, whoa, this is so different than everything. This is like, here's HD for better texture HD, and like I was like, yeah, the game looks really nice and stuff.
There are a lot more technical, impressive things on this than. Oblivion.
It's all the particle effects and everything like that. But the thing that impressed me with this game was what I said earlier. A grass field looks like a grass field. A forest looks like a forest.
It's dense vegetation
It is.
throughout
That's
the whole
the word
thing.
I'm looking for. Yeah.
It's very dense vegetation. And, like, I was actually not really surprised, but
And
like,
do things all
amazed.
interact properly? Like, do you walk through grass and it moves?
No,
Yes,
not really.
yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, you go through like a rice field, and all the things spread around you, fold over and everything like that.
I'm riding down the path
See,
mainly.
what
so.
I do in this
I
game,
love
I
that
get
sort
off
of
my horse. I barely ride Roach. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Because I leave him, and then I check the map, and I'm like, oh, Roach is like... ages
And then you go-
and then and he's like, boop! Teleportational horse!
He pops up right close to me.
Yeah.
That was the
really,
best.
really
I
close
love
to
that on Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
That was a good way to deal with it. Except I killed my horse a few times on Red Dead.
You horrible person. I
True.
think if
Because
you
I'd
kill
ride-
this horse...
I'd ride off
Can you? I
cliffs.
can't.
I don't know.
I can't kill a
Because
horse.
people keep attacking... Everyone attacks Roach when I get off
No,
Roach.
it's just a fear level. Oh, they do attack
No,
Roach,
things
don't they?
attack
Yeah.
Roach. I've had like little goblin things
no.
chase after him and attack him and all that as well.
Maybe he's just a decoy for you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Is it really obvious when you're playing side mission compared to main story?
No. To me,
Everything
there
is
is
well
still.
written.
It's not just like you talk to someone, they go, "Hey, go grab this," and you go back and do it. There's literal cutscenes and everything. Like I did a side mission where talk to a guy, and to get side missions, there's notice boards in every town. So people have written on there like, "Help me! Someone's gone missing," and it was just a normal blah blah blah's gone missing, like a short note. You go talk to the guy. You literally try and get some more information because he's like, "My wife's gone missing. I don't know where she is. She went to the woods." And she hasn't come back in the last... And you're like, how long? She's like, it's like, 3-4 days.
But it's not just like, hey, here's this mission, go find my wife. It's you then have a dialogue tree of like, did you have any enemies?
Yeah.
Did you owe anyone money?
Yeah.
Was the wife angry with you? Did you hurt? Like, tons of stuff like that. And then you get like more in depth into the story. Yeah.
But so this side mission led me, ask people some questions, find out, went into the woods, and then a girl that I talked to recently came back and was like, hey... If you're looking around, like, just go tell the husband she's dead because it was the sister of the girl, and you're like, I'm a witcher. I continue my quest, and I try to find a thing. I don't just like make everyone happy just to make them happy. And then she got pissed off with me, and I'm like, this shady bitch.
Something's up here.
To the left, very close, was the torn up, ripped up body of this woman. So she was dead, decapitated. So. It was very close. It probably should have been a bit further away from where the dialogue happened. You then follow a trail because with your senses you can sense stuff a lot easier. You can see scratch marks, you can see blood, you can see sensors and everything like that as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
I'm
like...
intrigued just listening to this story.
And then it followed the trail. Things went up in the tree and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, now I've got to keep looking around.
Mission, yeah, I suppose. But
Yeah, so everyone will do this. It's fine. If you hear
But
this
you
and
could
you
have
talk
a
about
different
it. There'll be
experience
tons of
with it.
missions like this anyway. Doug, you can choose to just say, yeah, cool, I'll take the money.
Yeah, I'd kill her.
Because she doubled the money as well. But I said no, because I don't care about money. I care about people's lives.
Really? I only care about money. I care about money
You
and my
are
mission.
Why don't you take
everybody.
the
That's
money-
why people think witches are
I
like
love
this.
when you can take the money and then double cross. Like if you got to
So
take,
you like Grand Theft Auto?
take the money and then follow, and then you're like,
And then so followed the pathway, went to a hut, went to a lair, worked out it was a werewolf, and then
who was the girl? Was she the werewolf?
so all right. So the end of the quest was you get to the area, and then it goes. You wait for midnight, so you literally can wait for the werewolf to turn up. Werewolf turns up, you fight the werewolf, you nearly kill him. The sister rocks back up and goes, "No, don't do this." She was the one that led the sister, the one that died, to the area to try and prove that that's what her husband was. So she'd be frightened and run away from him so she could be with the husband. But the husband didn't know that he killed her because
He was a werewolf at the time.
and then
God.
because he's nearly dead and he's transformed back,
Yeah.
he found
Also,
out.
the guy that hired you to find...
Yeah, it was
Is
the
the
werewolf. Yeah.
so the sister was actually helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was she
wanted to get
she got
with-
the other sister dead. She got the other sister killed.
Oh, did she want to get with the bloke?
She wanted to get with him. She'd always loved him and whatnot.
Oh,
and then,
werewolf, man.
And then she confesses that. You can either pick, and it's like a decision thing, like on Walking Dead.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
there's,
either pick.
there's some
it's
time
like,
decisions, which...
it's like you can pick to kill the werewolf right there and then, or you can pick to, say something to her, or you can just, not decide at all. So I didn't decide at all. I said, you guys got to deal with this
Oh,
shit
he
yourself. And then he's just like, this is not acceptable. And so he kills her.
Unacceptable!
Yeah, he kills her, the werewolf, and then you come out, and then Gerald, God damn, it's hard. He actually said to the werewolf beforehand, he's like, if I ever see you again, I'll kill you. And the werewolf comes out and he goes, like I said, if I see you again, I'll kill you. And he goes, I don't care. I can't live with this. Kill me now.
Oh, yeah, so you kill the guy.
Yeah, you kill the werewolf, which is really, really cool. Like, that's a side mission. It had cutscenes, it had motion capture stuff, it had full werewolf and all this thing. Like, everything was sweet. And I was like, that was a cutscene. It wasn't just, hey, you. And then this awkward turn to your face.
Fine, 15 rat bodies.
My daddy needs some money.
Do they do pan and zoom? Like,
that's what I'm talking about. Like, Fallout, Elder Scrolls business.
That's the best. That's how you know.
It's
some of the people look around like this. They're like,
and
then you're like, you're lying.
Which I absolutely loved in it. It's awesome. And sometimes when you kill big beasts, you get a thing you can put on your horse, which gives you extra stats. So early in the game,
do you level up in this game?
Yep. But it's slow. It's very slow, which is cool. It makes you feel like.
And the game,
you got to work for it. Does your playstyle get better? Do you get better because you get better at the game, or does your character get better?
No, you get.
I got better at fighting.
At the start,
Bloodborne in that sense. Then
at the start, I was super shit at fighting. Absolutely, I was nearly ready to be like, this game is shit.
This doesn't make sense because this game, the way the combat is, it's similar to Bloodborne, but it's the way that I like it, a bit easier. And you don't fucking die straight away. Whereas Luke's like, I like Bloodborne better.
Yeah, I found Bloodborne combat a lot easier than this combat.
It's not. It's literally, you can do the same thing. You can dodge and roll away, or you can side jump and side swipe back and all that.
I think I found this combat a little bit harder at first because I couldn't remember which was the parry button or the block button.
But there's heavy attack and like there's fast attack and slow heavy attack. And then there's like a block one, which you can, while you're walking slowly, you can like be ready to block, and then you can block or jump away and attack. So it's like you can hold up a block, and then when they come to attack you, you go shing.
Parry. And a little bit of a sideways step conversation was the Bethesda announcement was Doom related, Luke.
There was a Doom announcement.
Yeah, that was like,
they did say they were going to talk about Doom, and then.
Yeah, that was yours.
But I don't know if it was going to be.
Thinking of Fallout and stuff. That's what it was.
They could still announce it. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, they will.
Anyway, another thing about The Witcher is it doesn't hold your hand to say there's more. It just says, hey, here's stuff which happens, but you got to make the decision. And here's one of the things that I come across, and you're about to come across it as well. So watch out for this.
Watch out.
When you got to rescue Princess the goat, okay?
Okay.
All right. Anyway, Princess the goat will run off, and then all of a sudden a bear will come out and like just start attacking you. So you got to fight the bear and kill the bear. Okay.
These bears are fucking big.
After you do that, then you can like lure Princess back to the guy who lives at the hut and stuff if you want. But I was like, hang on. In my head, I was like, that bear came from somewhere. Where did it come from? So I walked to the direction the bear came from. There was a cave. I'm like, okay, go in the cave, look around. There's a few little...
You killed its family.
No.
There was like three cups of... there was 3 cups of porridge.
There was three little bears bloody sleep, and he's killed them in his sleep.
Just stabbed them all one by one. So I had a look around, and there's a few like little broken things here and there. But then I came across like this little chest thing. I opened it up, and there's like plans to create like super Witcher armor, like this green armor. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And that was just the thing, like... I could have just left it going, cool, killed the bear, that was just part of the story, help Princess get back, and not gone any further. But if you do take that little bit of extra like leap and just be like, oh, I wonder what's here or what's here or what's here, you're going to find things like that.
The beautiful thing about this game is I've never, in a majority of games, ever cared about crafting or alchemy.
Yeah, see, I haven't cared about that at all, and I was going to bring that up, is... This game, as I'm playing, is like, okay, I'm just enjoying just playing the main story and just continuing on this, but then there's this crafting element and this weapon degeneration element, and then there's alchemy, and I'm like, too much right now. There's too much for me to handle, like, too many little things here and there, because all of those things is like, you've got like this tally of things to craft and stuff, but it's so hard to find everything.
Yeah.
And when you go to buy something, you're like, I have no idea whether that's for this or not. Yeah. Am I just going to buy everything in your freaking shop and hope it's going to match up to what I need? Because I don't really want to be scrolling through going, okay, I need this and write that down. I need this. Then go to a shop. I need these things.
But I guess that's what they want it to be.
Yeah. It is.
I've never been interested in it, but now, like, because when you go in the bestiary, you can read what they're weak against, what magic they're weak against, what oils they're weak against, because you can oil your blades. When you fight things, you can actually like inflict more damage on them.
Yeah.
You can drink potions to make yourself stronger at certain things, have better abilities.
So I have to bring something up right now. Is healing yourself, how do you do that when you're in the middle of fighting?
I normally eat a lot of food.
Just food.
But then I've started using Swallow.
What's Swallow? Is that a potion?
Okay, so got 2 more tips as well.
Okay, because like here's me when I'm in the middle of fighting, and I have to point this out. I'm in the middle of fighting, and I'm like, shit, I'm getting low on health. I'm gonna eat some cheese and wait 10 seconds for it to get me like 10 health. That's extremely frustrating. And like, it's not every other game is like, here's a health potion, get back up, and I'm like, okay, but like, I've not figured out how to make a health potion at all. I'm like looking through. None of them say heals yourself.
Yeah, it does say heal because it says vitality.
That's
health? Vitality is health, which fucking did my head in.
I'm having the issues you had with Bloodborne, but with The Witcher.
Yes,
I'm like, I can't heal myself, and you're like, vitality.
Like, so a cool thing. There's a bunch of potions that you can have that actually give you abilities.
Yeah.
There's one called Cat that gives you an ability to see at night time, so you can see in the dark.
I thought you could anyway as The Witcher.
I don't think so. You just look like you got cat eyes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Swallow, which gives you health. There's another potion that stops.
That's Doug's favourite.
Yeah, Doug loves the Swallow. There is...
Ho come.
There is one that takes away all the toxicity. So if you drink lots of potions, you start getting sick and you can clear that toxicity. So that's the thing, you can't drink like 5 potions and then go and then keep healing because you're like and start losing health because you're drinking too much. If you make these potions, they stay in your inventory forever.
That's what I
thought. Every time you meditate, they replenish.
If you've got alcohol.
If you've got alcohol in
your
inventory.
I thought that was the case. Because like, I read something about if you do that, and I'm like, okay, this is a little bit more than what I'm used to, is just carry around 50 fucking potions and be able to use them down one by one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was like very like, hey, you have a health potion, but you have 3 until you sleep.
So the best idea is to go into your alchemy, find out how to make those. I think it's 5 potions that you make.
Yeah.
And make them because they'll always replenish. Once you make them, they will replenish if you have alcohol.
Where do you get alcohol? What kind
you just find it.
Just any old.
I think it's like dwarven spirits or anything like that as well. I did drink a lot of alcohol in the middle of a fight and got drunk. So like I was fighting and I was like, yeah, cheese, bread roll, apple, yep, beer, and I was like, oh, and like everything's gone. And I was like, fuck, what's going on here? And I was like, oh, cider, sweet, drunk. And then I died.
Do you loot a lot of stuff?
Yeah, not in houses, but I normally loot. I loot a lot of bodies, and then when I find chests and stuff, I loot them. But I don't go in the random house and they go, yeah.
Well, I've been approaching this game as though it's like Skyrim. Like, if you steal something in front of someone, they're going to be like, "Whoa!" But I've found that like no one cares.
Soldiers do.
Peasants
won't because you destroy them.
You're a witch.
You're not going to be like, hey, you look like a powerful mage. I'm going to fight you now. No, they won't do that because they would know that you would destroy them because you're a frightful, non-ish human.
Yeah, true. Interesting. I'm finding, like, talking about this game...
Makes it a bit easier for you.
What? No, just
I love this game. I absolutely love this game.
Because there's things you don't pick up. Because the tutorial is like, here's a bunch of text to read.
Yeah.
After you've just been taught, and I'm like, So, like, I did read it, but like half the stuff you can barely understand. And some of the things in the tutorial have been super frustrating when it's like, go to the menu, and I go to the menu, then it's like, press X here, and you do what it's doing, and then it just does some fuck up thing, which then you hit back out of it, and it's gone. Yeah. And you've lost half the tutorial. And
yeah. There's 2 little things I'll just bring up just before we finish this podcast, since we're running pretty crazy off time, is if you want to go into your map, instead of going pause, world map, you can swipe up on the directional pad on PlayStation and it opens up your map. So that's a nice quick one. Yeah. So it worked out because I was just like, PlayStation, better be smart. I'm like, what would they do? Because some games have you tap in the corner and you do this, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to go swipe left, right, swipe up, and I was like, sweet. But now I still pause and go into it, and I'm like, God damn! I'm like, I keep remembering that I can do that. And the other thing that I just want to talk about is buying a hard copy of the game. It has been a long, long time since games have given you game manuals. When you buy this game,
why didn't you guys read?
When you buy this game, which is at the
Thanks,
moment,
Danny.
at the moment is $79.
Yeah.
In Australia,
Between 80 and 100.
between $100. Yeah, you get the game. That's pretty good. You also
That's a good start.
You also get a game manual, which is a literal hard copy manual.
It's got backstory in it.
No. But
like
okay, that's the manual. Then there's another book.
There's the compendium,
which actually gives you backstory, things about creatures and the
buy
world.
a digital copy of this.
Don't do that. Do not buy that. You get a full image map, a full coloured art map.
Yep.
You get 2 stickers. Mm-hmm. That's
which I gave to my son, and he's like, "What are these? What am I going to do with them?" I'm like, "Stick them on something." He's like, "Oh!"
This sounds like because of the Witcher 2 on PC.
Yeah.
But that was a special edition that had this much stuff.
You get a full soundtrack.
Which is actually really
Full
cool. And I
CD
chucked that
soundtrack.
in the car, and I'm like driving down the road, boom, 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 boom. And I'm just
Like a full massive soundtrack.
Is this the special?
This is
just
standard
normal
edition.
standard, and they have another piece of paper that gives you a big thank you.
Yeah.
They're saying thank you for purchasing our game. We appreciate everything that everyone does.
Put a lot of effort
you
into
guys are
this.
what makes us.
We're only 200 men strong, but
It's like they don't want to sell digital copies.
No,
but they are a digital platform. GOG, the company that made The Witcher made GOG.
Oh, really?
Yeah, CD.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so CD Projekt Red, the company started off in, I think they're Poland or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but they started off as way back in the 90s importing games because you couldn't get games on disc at all. It was always floppy disk. So they were the first company to start importing disc-based games and distributing, and then they went on to grow that business, and then they were like, hey, well, let's make our own games. So they started working on actual stories from their country and stuff, and The Witcher is a story.
I think they're the
of
only
that.
games they've made, Witcher 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, so The Witcher is...
And they're really heavy PC background as well,
Yeah.
which is why this is like a kill your PC game.
Yeah.
And there's sort of people now saying, well, this will be the new
Crisis,
basically,
Yeah.
to buckle computers.
Yeah. So they went on, to make The Witcher games and stuff, and then they were like, hey, we really want these old games which we used to play on disc, but you can't play them now because the computers are too different and this and that, and you can't find them anywhere, so they launched the GOG platform, GOG.com.
Good old games.
And I remember when that first
games?
launched... Good old games, yeah. I remember when they first launched, they only had a few games, like, this is going to be great, like all the old classic games. Now they've finally got all the LucasArts games and stuff on there.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which is excellent. But yeah, they've now launched GOG Galaxy, which is a combat to Steam, and they're all DRM free. That was their big thing. It's like, we want DRM free games.
Another thing too, specifically I did see, which it's never worried me, but it lets you download the standalone installer through it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. So obviously you can then launch everything through their single platform, which is a good idea. And it's cross-platform with Steam. How the F does that work?
Which one? What? The
Galaxies. No,
Witcher. GOG Galaxy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Neither. So I was like, they were like, yeah, but either that is in or it's something they're testing. I was like, I think that because I'd signed up for it ages ago, and then they've been emailing me when it was alpha and beta.
Just the developers have been telling you about it. Like, Doug, just want to let you know what we've been up to.
You do a podcast, right?
Just the general newsletter. I've been
And
publishing.
so the last thing with The Witcher is that they said in the big thank you, we're going to give you 30 free DLCs over a period of time. And what they said in an interview that I read,
Which
I
is more
watched,
because they're classic.
was because it's DLCs. It's like you get a weapon, you get a skin, you get this, you get that. If it's an expansion of story, they'll charge because that's what they said. It's more to a game. Whereas for an item and all this other stuff like horseback or something, you get something cool. They don't think you should be charged for it. It doesn't take them that long to make, and it's just something extra.
They've already got 2 free DLCs already.
Oh, really?
One of them's Temerian armor set, and the other one is beard and hairstyle set.
Hey, look out. Well, I think that's about enough time. If anyone made it this far, buy The Witcher if you don't have it, because it is a freaking sweet game.
It is really good.
Really good game.
They are
And
Polish.
Those
Polish.
other games that Doug...
Yeah.
Haven't you ever watched the videos? They're like, yes, we with The Witcher, like, we're telling everyone what to buy. Oh, is that Polish accent? Sort of.
Maybe. The other game they're working
European.
on. Did you remember the trailer a couple of years back, Cyberpunk 2077?
I think so.
Yeah. That's their other game. The Witcher, but Cyberpunk.
Oh, cool.
Cyberpunk Witcher.
Good podcast.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm Reese Winningslow.
I'm Lucas Winningslow.
I'm Douglas Bright.
And I'm Lucas Winningslow.
Yep, and this is the Trusty Crowbar.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
All of the above.
To find us, Google.
Yep.
Peace out.